He's Erik.
And she's Kat.
And this is Pop Filter.
Hi, welcome to Pop Filter, where we filter out the mainstream and give you all the geeky views, reviews, interviews, and news you can use. And today's topic, we are talking about...
anime music videos!
Yes!
Woo! We wanted to start there because everybody knows what an AMV is now. Well, I'm hoping everybody knows. I mean, anime music videos have been around since what? Since YouTube launched in 2005?
Yeah,
like...
they basically gave YouTube its early identity, I feel.
Yep. Most definitely, because, like, I remember watching some Pokemon ones, just used in,
oh, man.
It was just, like, a lot of Pokemon, all the ships, you got, like, Ash times Misty, and then Ash times and it's, like, they used to use random, like, clip art images, even. Like, it was so simple, like, any fan art anybody could find online, it was all like, oh my god, let's just use this, we need this for our AMV. But, like, you're right, it really did, like, kind of... give YouTube its identity back then, because it's all about fans expressing who they are.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I mean, these were like the early content creators, people that would go to AMV contests at conventions and things like that. I missed the Pokemon music videos like that. I was a little bit out of the Pokemon anime by then, still playing the games. A little older than you, so...
No, but there's so many, because it was like, it went from all the ships to then shipping all the Pokemon to making the Pokemon fan art into human forms, and it was just like, what the heck?
So that's where it started, I guess.
Yeah.
What I got was, my generation of YouTube AMVs was, and we're going to bring up the elephant in the room, was a lot of Dragon Ball Z, Linkin Park music videos.
Oh my god, you're so right, though. It's always the Linkin Park. It was
anybody who was into AMVs knows Linkin Park was the band to go to for AMVs.
Or Evanescence or something.
Yeah.
Anything that was so edgy. Anything that was so edgy, and then it's like, you got the flashes here and there. It's like, this battle is so epic because it has a Linkin Park song to it. It's like, but the thing is, though, it's like, it evolved so much. It went from just Linkin Park songs to now. Have you ever seen crossover AMVs?
Oh yeah.
Literally, you take one character from a different series and another one and mix it together, and you got a story AMV right there.
I think the earliest one I saw was Spike from Cowboy Bebop versus Vash from Triton. It was so good. People
are so because this is the thing, you know when somebody's a good editor when they can edit an AMV. Like there's some really poor ones out there, but there's some really good ones where you're like, how is this possible?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had time to do research before this, because there was some early ones that were big staples. I'm sure like anybody who's listening could name them, or somebody could, and there were these really early ones done to like AllAgesofGeek 7, very intricately edited, not just like between the scenes, but they would include all these cuts, like bar cuts, flashes to it's so intricate how they can do it. Yeah, and then there was because I was part of the AMV community like years ago, so okay. There are so many different styles. There's the raw style, there's the candy style, which is all like raw is basically everything is edited where it's like they don't use that many effects, but the candy style is when it's popping with all these colors and you have like random box effects here and there, and you're like, whoa, that is just so colorful. A great example, I think, of that is Candy Pop.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love that one.
That one, yes, I knew you would know that one, because that one made the rounds. That one was great.
That one was, like, #1 for years. Like, that's what everyone was like, I want to try that style. I need to have that AMV style.
Yeah, and I think it changed the game, absolutely.
Yeah.
It changed the landscape of it.
Yeah, because it went from just, again, Dragon Ball Z with Linkin Park, to something as crazily edited as that.
I'll tell you my first AMV, and it was it was Gundam Wing Endless Waltz done to Three Doors Down Kryptonites.
See, I was edgy.
Edge, all the edge.
Edgelord. But see, with me, mine was mainly having ships together. So you want to know my first one? It was. You know Host Club?
Hold on, Host Club?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I had Tamaki times Kyoya. And it was to, like, an Owl City, like, song.
Oh, no.
I was that type of a shipper. I ship mainly everything, so when I heard about AMVs, I was like, this is how I could show my love for my favorite ships. And then from there, it went from me doing that, learning about editing from Windows Movie Maker to Sony Vegas to Premiere Pro, and now I'm on YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
So again, as we always like to say, kids, keep making some AMVs.
Yeah, keep going, because they're a huge part of our early introduction into anime, so...
Alright, so, some AMV conventions and also competitions are insane. Like, this community goes at each other's throats. Yeah.
I didn't even know these existed.
AccrossCon is one of the biggest ones. It's an international AMV contest where you actually win physical prizes, but you get listed on this huge website that has, like, thousands of community members. And it's like, I entered one year. I think it was 2014 when I entered.
Well, you're going to have to tell us what the AMV you entered.
It was a Yaoi AMV.
Oh, dear.
It's like, you gotta spill the tea. Yeah, I'm a Yaoi fangirl, so there's that. So I used to make a lot of AMVs for YouTube under different names, and I used to have a lot of them out there, but I don't think the channel still exists. I have to see if it does. But AccrossCon, you have so many different like categories that you go into. There's comedy, there's drama, there's best sound recording. There's so many different ones, and everybody from these categories like win a prize and get this shout out.
That's really cool.
And if you go on the channel Best AMVs of All Time on YouTube, a lot of the AccrossCon winners are listed there too.
Okay.
So
I'm
it's
gonna
like
have to check that out. Actually, I'm gonna save that right now.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of Toradora AMVs.
Oh dear.
There's a lot of people enter that.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Have to check those out.
Oh no, there's this one you're gonna be like, what the heck?
Well, here's the thing. I've been wanting to get back into AMVs, and one song I love always at Christmas time. It's not Christmas time anymore, but one that I wanted to do, because Toradora has probably the ultimate Christmas episode, I feel.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to do like a whole Christmas montage of that, Tokyo Godfathers, all the famous Christmas episodes to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Sarajevo.
Do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
But I've not created an AMV in years. Like my first
It's literally like getting back on a bicycle. You just go do it. You just go do it.
If you haven't ridden a bicycle since high school, though.
That's true. But no, like you can use even Windows Movie Maker nowadays. It has more effects than it did like back in 2010. You know,
right?
Like,
yeah.
And then Sony Vegas, it's like, wow, look at that mask effect. Gorgeous.
So I will admit, I've only ever created one AMV in my life, and it was so edgy. It was Tsubasa Chronicle, the first episode, done to Story of the Year's Burning Feathers, I think the song was called. And Story of the Year was this really screamo band in early 2000s. I think they're still around. But I was really into them in the early 2000s.
It's like, no, but the thing is, AMVs let you express yourself. So if you're having a bad day and you want to be an edgelord, go ahead and create that. No, there's a thing called
That was my high school life.
There's a thing called venting AMVs, so people just call them vent in the title, and then they would just be like, just black and white in an edgy song, or like, I'm just sad, and I'm lonely. And it helps them express themselves. Yeah, on YouTube, just search AMVs, and then you get part of the AMV community.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to dive in.
And have you ever heard of MEPS, or MEPS?
No, like, okay, this is going to be like a whole teach Erik about AMV.
Indeed,
podcast.
I know everything there is about them. So it's basically like a collaboration between all different AMV communities. So you get a bunch of people saying, okay, we're going to make this MEP. And I forgot what it was like. I forgot what it stands for, but I remember it was just called MEP. And all these people would come together and create one huge AMV. And they have They also create mini studios for each other. So all these editors have like mini studios where they edit all these MEPs like 3 times a year, and half of them get listed on the best AMVs of all time. Or sometimes they go into the competitions as teams too. So it's a huge lifestyle. It's like once you go down that rabbit hole, there's no coming back.
Right.
Because and there's so many creative people too. Like it's the point where people can literally come up with one idea, like a story they want to tell, and some people they don't feel like they're good animators or they don't feel like they're good artists, so they take anime and just tell their story through those characters and recreate the story.
It sounds like, I mean, it's not exactly parallel, but to me it sounds like a lot of the early days of the voice acting online community, where we would have a lot of creators who would have their own, like, collaborations with other creators. They would create fan dubs, they would create radio plays, and we'd have these forums where all these fan dub producers or people who just wanted to do a small clip from Oran High School Host Club, I guess. Like, they would fan dub a small clip from that. They would go on these forums, get a bunch of fledgling voice actors. They would audition for it from their little home microphone. In fact, it's the same microphone that I'm using right now for this podcast that I used to do back in high school. My first one. But sometimes they would collaborate, and they would create these little, like, pocket studios. And I think that's how, like, the early Abridgers kind of got started. And that's how we got Team 4-Star.
Oh my god, they were amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's how we got that, is because it was the all-stars of the abridging community, and they had their own little thing going. So...
I mean, and
it
that's
sounds a lot
of
parallels to that.
It totally is, because with AMVs, there's forums for it. There's on like Twitter, people chat with each other. But now with all the issues with YouTube, the YouTube Article 13 contact ID claims, a lot of people are having issues with uploading AMVs with songs. So it's been tough for the community. It's been really tough for them. But hopefully they can find other like places to upload, because it's a work of art. I mean, some people even mix songs, so it's like audio mixing, too.
Oh, yeah, like, just anything you have to contribute to this.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. There's so many different ways.
Yeah, you have to... You definitely have to check out some of the story AMVs for Toradora, though. There's a lot.
I will. Oh, man.
Like the crossovers, ready. Yeah. You're like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Or, oh my god, what was that person thinking? Because some AMVs, though, you think, what were people thinking? Like, they can make a total meme out of something, like an anime, and you're like, how did they turn that dramatic anime into a comedy? Right. It's crazy.
And it just kind of permeated into the, yeah. I speak for a living, can't you tell?
Indeed.
Yes. Permeated into other aspects of the mainstream, because people will do now cuts of movie trailers or stuff like that. That kind of, well, yeah, like I think the Deadpool, they would recut it to make it look like a romantic comedy or something like that. But people will do that all the time with different stuff, and I think it kind of stems from the AMV community, the early days of, we can create something from pre-existing content, but make it completely different.
Yep, and it's like the community at large is just, they're also supportive of each other, but again, if you go to a cross-con, it's literally like you're in a production studio and people are like, what are you thinking? What is wrong? Why did you choose to do that effect? What is wrong? So they're sticklers for this, but it really helps people improve. Right, but like, this could go like for me, for an example, is like, I used to just do AMVs and now I'm on YouTube, and that's how I really taught myself how to do editing. Right. So it just stems down to, like, never, like, giving up on something that you love, and being a fan of something can actually lead into something bigger. I mean, nowadays, how many fan artists have become comic book artists?
Exactly.
Like, you know...
Or storyboard artists, or, like...
Yep. And, like...
One example...
go ahead. Like, with Tumblr. Tumblr, we don't want to talk about Tumblr for all the issues it's having, but... Oh, Tumblr.
Oh, Tumblr.
Oh, Tumblr. But yeah, a lot of the storyboard artists and comic book artists have, like, they started as fan artists right on Tumblr. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing to see that.
And there was this fantastic artist on YouTube even who would just, this is kind of like just tying to the AMV as well. They would take the songs of Hamilton and create storyboards for them in a kind of anime style. So you could see these actions happening and play out, and by God, I want this person to move to California and try to become a storyboard artist, because they are so talented.
Give them a shout out.
Yeah. I have to find their channel again. Yeah, but they were doing the entire first act of Hamilton completely storyboarded. And
that's dedication. Like, that's a lot of hard work.
That's dedication, but you can see the talent, and I'm hoping other people, like studios, are paying attention to this. And
Because
it's a
like
great jumping point.
Yeah, like how they discovered all these fan artists and make them comic book artists. It's like I'm grateful that like the publishing companies and everyone have been doing that, because talent doesn't just derive from like what you know or who you know. It's more like, you know, what you can do with something. So even like with fan art, if like you're drawing like some Toradora fan art and then somebody sees it, that could turn into like a whole different comic book. You know, like it just don't be afraid to actually just showcase your art. Just keep on creating that, the AMVs, the fan art, even fan fiction. You know, as cringy
you can
as
point to this stuff for your portfolio in the future if you're like,
but
hey, what's your experience with editing?
As cringy as some fan fiction can be, some of it's really good. Like some fan fiction artists and like writers have become published authors now. So it's like, never give up. If you're really good at what you do and your talents and your art.
Well, I mean, 50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction.
Oh my god,
so.
I know. I just found that out, and I love Twilight. And
Oh, really?
Yes, the Twilight Saga was a huge part of my teen years, but more about that later.
we'll have that episode on that.
I'm just the teen years and how things affected you.
Right, yeah.
But no, it's like,
50
Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction. That was fan fiction. And I recently figured that out, and I was like, wow. So it's like, you never know what one thing can lead to another. I mean, like...
Exactly.
AMVs, people used to look at them like, what the heck is this? This is your copyright infringement. You're taking songs and you're taking anime and you're mixing it together. And of course, YouTube being as what it is going to be like, oh, this is copyright infringement. But it used to be like around early 2000s, even like 2010 through 2012, I would say. That was like the peak of the AMV community for story AMVs. And then it just went down from there because of all the copyright claims.
Yeah. Hopefully there's another platform that people can go to that will take off, and certainly it would be great if like they could have their own platform. YouTube could use some competition, and we could have a specific platform for AMVs where people can safely upload their content under the umbrella of fair use and not have to worry about this corporate entity. And they could even have, like, I don't know, if this is a trepidatious territory to jump into, but if certain anime companies would be willing to get involved and provide some ad revenue. I just don't know how they feel about that, because when it comes to content like this, we're also dealing with international copyright laws with Japanese creators. And they're a bit more sticklers about that. We can delve into some stories about that, but I may have some sniper sights on me afterwards. So
more on that later.
I have to craft my
but like
my words carefully on that.
And with AMVs too, they're like, they market the like anime for people. Like it's like
absolutely.
How I sometimes like discover new anime is through AMVs, because I can sit down and watch AMVs all the time, especially in like the YouTube channel Best AMVs of All Time. They have all these lists of great anime, and you're like, wow, this looks interesting. And then you go and you look up that anime, and it has nothing to do with that, because someone made their own anime with using other anime.
Well, here's a topic that I wanted to bring up as one of the main events of this, and this is tying into what you were saying.
Yeah.
AMV hell. I don't know. I take it you're familiar.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I love AMV hell, and that's probably still my biggest fandom of the AMV community. Like, I'm still awaiting the next installment, which has been rumored for a while. But that's how I got in. I've watched those so many times, and I remember just sitting down, watching it and listening, or just watching the AMVs, and then having the forum open with the credits, like what anime and what song was at which point, and just writing down, okay, that anime looks cool, I want to watch that. That anime looks cool, I want to watch that. And I discovered so many things I never would have before just by that method.
Yep, and just even with songs too. Like sometimes most of my like 8-tracks playlist, or like on Spotify, or even in the car with a CD, is just inspired by AMVs, because I'm like, that was really good to listen to. That touched the feels right there, so I want to listen to that song.
There are certain songs that I listen to that I can't listen to without thinking about the AMV itself. Like thinking about the images, because they just tied so perfectly together.
Like from your perspective as a voice actor, like how many AMVs have you seen with your own characters?
Well, that's the thing is I haven't watched so much
You
since I
need
got
to.
involved. I know. I want to. I'm definitely going to check out a lot of the Toradora ones you were mentioning.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one that I did see that I love because
Which one?
it's just so perfect. It's Magi, and it was done to I'm trying to remember which one. It was either Friend Like Me or Prince Ali from
Oh my
Aladdin.
god, yes.
Yes.
I never saw that one, but was it perfect? Did it perfectly
It was
fit?
perfect. It was absolutely perfect because you have Ugo as the genie, this giant blue gene, and
Oh
you
my
have the
God.
character Aladdin, so it works. Oh no! Oh god, there was another one where it was to Alibaba. I just can't wait to be king.
Oh my god, yes. See, this is what's great about it. You don't know when people are gonna like mix like Disney with that's a difference. Have you seen the Disney crossover AMVs? They're not called AMVs. What are they called?
DMVs?
No, that would actually should be the name, but they're like just crossover something. They literally take like Jane from Tarzan, and they could take somebody like Elsa from Frozen and then ship them together and make a whole story out of it.
Oh wow!
Like it's there's this one I have to look up this channel because I forgot her name, but she literally makes all these crossover Disney, and it like the editing on it, she creates brand new characters and tells a story with using Disney's footage, but having like editing on top of it, she creates all these brand new characters and puts them in these scenarios where you're like, this is a whole new story. Like you got Disney, you got Disney AMVs, like you got them mixed with anime and Disney, and then it's just it's insane what people come up with. Like I'm like in my head, I'm like, how did you come up with this?
Yeah, I'm looking this up right now. Like, is non-crossover? No.
Like I have to, it's like Disney something. I know her. It's
People
doll.
are so creative.
It's like something doll. Oh, nameless doll. Look her stuff up, and you'll be like, what the? Like
Nameless
it's insane. Doll. It is insane.
Okay,
you gotta watch.
so
You gotta watch it. Like it's insane, and she's working on her own like animation project for She said she can't animate, so she uses these Disney characters to tell the story. But now she's working on her own project as like a showrunner to create her own story. And hiring animators and everything because people loved her stories, which she did, and I don't know how she does it.
Again, guys, AMVs are a great launching point to learn different things like editing, storytelling, just express yourself.
Yeah, like again, back on the venting ones, people like the community is so positive with each other. Like, yeah, there's the negativity when people are like, oh, what did you choose that effect for? But overall, people make friends within these communities. Like, people make Discord servers all about like AMVs and everything. But like when someone's having a bad day, they make like these vent AMVs, and it's like, it's like the black and white, it's the edgy songs. But then people in the community are always like, oh, are you okay? So they're always there to support each other. So it's a great way to also make new friends.
That sounds great. Like it's a good community, it sounds like. Yeah. And I kind of regret not getting involved in it earlier on.
It's never too late. It's never too late, Eric.
I've got some ideas, but I've always got ideas.
Me too. We should collab on an AMV because I'm literally like, I want to create more, but like you never can find the time now.
If I have an accountability buddy to keep me in check and keep me on track on the project, then yes, because you can't rely on my ADD riddled mind to sit down for any one thing at any given time.
It's like
one idea. One idea I wanted to have was kind of like a vlog music video, like just kind of like take my phone and just show different aspects of my life out at the club, in the booth, in the wrestling ring, and just kind of cut it all together to, I don't know, some electro swing or.
They do that, by the way. YouTube has that. A lot of people do that. Like lifestyle. It's like a lifestyle with Eric.
day in the week, or a week in the life.
Daily lookbook.
Like,
What is Eric wearing today?
Oh gosh, no, I am not fashionable enough for that. Like, which band T-shirt or T-turtle shirt is Eric wearing today?
Yeah. No, you should do that though, because it is a thing that people do. I mean, see, even some like famous vloggers, they have like, yo, like I'm flexing and doing this and that. But sometimes sometimes in their vlog, they just have them showcasing what they're doing with some music.
Yeah.
Do it.
I've seen people like, I mean, there's one channel that I love is this group of wrestlers that do like behind the scenes stories. Like they have this whole story going on their channel in between their matches that you see live.
Nice.
And it's all comedy. And they'll do that. They'll like jump cut to their theme songs and just show a montage of them throughout life. And it's kind of like a little mini music video.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I mean, it's easy. Take your phone. Like, phone can film in, like, 4K footage now. I mean, you know, it's your own portable camera. You don't need anything fancy. And then be like, I'm wrestling now. And then just don't break the phone.
Yes.
Tip number 1, don't break the phone.
That'll be my new wrestling gimmick, the guy with the GoPro.
Oh my god. Can you do that?
Hey guys, I'm here in the wrestling. Oh god, I'll be healed. I have to be the bad guy. I could not. I have to be the bad guy in that scenario. There's no other
Do
way.
it.
There's no way I can make that guy cheered.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, to have everyone like learn more about us, what was your first anime that you ever got into?
My first anime, I mean, I'm kind of a basic B. It was Pokemon.
Same!
So, yeah.
Mine was Pokemon, we got Hamtaro. It was all, like, the cutesy stuff, and then it went from, like, Full Metal Alchemist to more of, like, you know, like, the edgy, deep stuff when you're a teenager. You want to get into that edgy, deep stuff.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it was, like, I watched the very early days of Pokemon, and then it was Card Captors, or, well, I mean, it was Card Captors when it was on TV, but it's Card Captors Sakura. Come on.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not a purist on many aspects, but Card Captors was absolutely one of the worst adaptations in America. They changed everything around. Changed
Sailor
the names.
Moon? Okay, can we talk about Sailor Moon?
Well, I shouldn't because I'm in it, so...
True, but like how they made it where it's like they made them cousins instead of you know,
and
girlfriends.
My character was originally female, like because my character cross dresses.
Yeah.
They didn't want to deal with that in America, so they gave it a female voice and made. I don't even know what gender identity to qualify Fisheye as. But back then it was a she. They referred to Fisheye as a she.
Yeah, because America was not ready. America was not ready for that yet.
Which was weird, though, because there was a scene where Fisheye was in the shower completely topless, and they didn't blur anything out. It's like, how do you explain that, guys?
Yeah, it's funny how dubs used to be though, because if you see some of those trending dubs, like just random clips of people saying, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Like just random dubs, and you're like, "Whoa, it has like matured over the years."
Oh yeah. And we've gotten more faithful to the original scripts, and the fans wants the original experience accessible to them, so that's I mean, we'll definitely do an episode, I'm sure, on the whole sub versus dub debate. That is going to be an entire episode.
It's going to be an entire episode.
Yeah, it's going to be PSA warning, trigger warning, like...
Oh, because people get into these really deep-heated arguments about that, so there's gonna PSA trigger warning, so...
But yeah, it was the Pokemon into Card Captors into Toonami, which was like you said, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Hamtaro was on Toonami for some reason, and I did watch a little bit of that.
I loved all the Hamtaro games. There were so many. I'm like, why don't you make more, guys? Like, they're so cute. I had all the Hamtaro like toys. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
It's the little squishy toys and everything. I made them go on adventures with each other when I was a kid. Like.
And they had those little weird phrases during their different actions, like Diggy Duggy or Digga Dugga, or
I know.
Or oh my gosh.
Heck yeah! Like
I always I play in Overwatch, so whenever I play Hamston or whatever his name is, I just call him Hamtaro. I just call him Hamtaro on a ball.
Because it's true, he actually looks like an angry Hamtaro, if you think about it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the voice acting for Hamtaro was so cute, too. Like, the dubbed. Like, Bijou, because, you know, she's a French, you know, hamster. They made her have that French accent and everything. Boss, because he's, like, that gruffy, tough guy. He had the, type of voice, so.
Yeah. I wish we did that more with anime. You know, do the accents a little bit more. Unfortunately, like one we did recently, it was Sirius the Jaeger, I believe was the one we did recently, where all of our characters from different countries, and mine was from England, but we couldn't do any of the accents. Like,
really?
Yeah. I wish we could, because
I agree that you should have more with that, because it's like, sticking true.
Well, I was telling you, like, a director friend of mine wanted to make, when we were trying to whisper about where Sailor Moon was going, he wanted to pitch Uranus being English and Neptune being French. Which I thought was a great idea.
Yeah.
It was a creative liberty that wouldn't have been taken in the original dub or in Japan, but I thought that would have fit the characters.
Yeah. Honestly. It would be different than compared to the first few dubs that they did. I mean, like, even on 4Kids, remember 4Kids?
Yeah.
How they would take, One Piece and Naruto and everything and change everything up. They even had to edit certain things out.
Okay, you're going to appreciate this.
Okay.
Early days of my voice acting startup, when I was doing those forums and just auditioning for these little things, there was a comedy one involving Oran.
Oh, yes, okay.
And it was directed and produced and written by my good friend Kira Buckland, who you might know as a voice actor as well. She was I can't list all her credits because like too many come to mind, but she's amazing. And the video was, you can probably still find it, if Oran High School Host Club was licensed by 4Kids.
Oh, I have to look into that.
And she cast me as Honey Senpai.
Oh my god, yes.
Her direction to me was, all right, sound like a 30-year-old guy trying to sound like a 12-year-old.
Could you do the voice?
I think it was, I'm Honey. Would you like to see my bunny?
Oh my gosh. See, I love that, because that's how 4Kids was. It's like, you gotta make it be like, la la la, everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But that's,
so you have to look that up.
That's why this is great, because it's like, everyone starts somewhere. So when you could look back at the forums that you were a part of, it's like, it all just added up and everything is full circle.
Yeah, I'm making a professional career out of voice acting. You're on YouTube, and you're trying to delve into voice acting yourself, and it all just stemmed from this love of the anime, love of the content so much that you want to be a part of this community. You want to give back to this community that gives so much to you.
Yep.
I mean, I will always say this: love the art in yourself, not yourself in the art. That's an old saying. And when you see people who are out there trying to give back to the community rather than just trying to be a part of the community, like when you see somebody really giving something back, that's when it really grows.
Yeah, and it's such a loving community too. It's like with anime saves lives, and I'm grateful that it's so mainstream now. I mean, there's a lot more work to do. Like, I always say that anime should be a part of schools, and that's just a totally different subject for another day. Like how anime can totally teach people how to do different cultures or even life lessons, but
absolutely.
When you
we will definitely be talking about the mainstream aspect of anime.
Oh yeah.
The landscape is changing, guys. I'm going to say this here and now. The anime landscape is going to be very different from 2019 going forward.
Yeah.
And if you want an idea, there's a YouTuber I want to recommend, Geek. He did a good video on how anime has changed, but there will be some points that I think we'll be talking about in a future podcast ourselves on that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, this is how things happen. It's like you just, like you said, you want to spread the love for something so much that you just want to connect with people who share that same love. So it's like, keep making AMVs and, keep going on forums and doing random fan dubs.
Keep making, careful with fan dubs.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Again, that's where I come from when I say studios are a little trepidatious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't want fan dubs out there. But if you have an idea of maybe a comedy cut or an original
an abridged
radio play.
Yeah. Oh, true.
An abridged thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something original with that. Don't just again, if you want to get into voiceover, a couple of studios don't look kindly on fan dubs, unfortunately.
But yeah, I mean, everything's changed, but it's changed for the better. To be honest, it's like I'm hoping that as anime changes and grows over the years, it just keeps spreading positivity.
Me too. And it's been great to see the growth so far from the early days of the forums to being mainstream now.
No,
people having their own
and when you wanted to watch,
monetized channels.
and when you wanted to watch like anime online, you had to watch it in parts. Like part 1, and it's like,
yeah,
it's
oh,
not even,
part one, part two,
not even 1080p or HD. It's just like, it's just like really bad quality. But you're like, I didn't care. I want to see what these characters
like,
are going through.
It's like they copied it to a blank VHS tape and then copied that
Yeah.
to the computer.
Yup. Oh, the good old days.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of Pop Filter, and yeah, we're hoping that you enjoyed and that you keep on spreading love for anime, no matter where you go. So,
Keep finding what you love, keep
Yep.
giving back to it, keep creating.
yep, keep
As
creating.
they say in Rent, the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation.
It's true. It's true. All right, so he is Eric,
She's Kat.
and this is Pop Filter.